And
Whoa.
what on earth has happened?
Magnus Carlsen has blundered. He forgot about knight d6, Peter, because b7 hangs and rook f5 is a massive idea to attack the f7 pawn. Knight c7, an uncharacteristically sloppy move by a frustrated Magnus Carlsen, frustrated maybe that he didn't squeeze more out of Vincent's time pressure than he did. And now he's paying the steepest price of all. He will go down a pawn.
Yes, and a very vital pawn, because both the f7 pawn and the b7 are the soul of black's position. The reason why he got fooled was that with knight c7, he himself wanted to set up the double attack on the rook on c5 and the pawn on g5, and probably he rushed it too much, completely blundered this very, very strong knight d6 move.
Oh, and look at this. If he still goes knight e6 and swings his knight back to d8, looks like he's got everything under control. But no, there's a tactic. Knight e6, rook f5. Maybe this is what he missed. Maybe not. Knight takes f7 is a move. Also, rook e5.
No, then there is g6.
Oh, g6.
Knight f7,
wow.
Yes.
But still, g6, I mean, white is probably okay there, but definitely not better. Great call, Peter. But rook to e5, cold-blooded and crushing, threatening mate, knight e6, and you ignore the pawn on b7, g6, smashing through the defenses. And it's crazy. White has so many options. Instead of rook f5, you could even start with rook e5 in order to paralyze the knight and set up this devastating idea of g6. So this is crazy how much of a transformation we've had in this game. And Carlsen, I think, is just shell-shocked. He's like, what have I done to my position?
Yes, look at basically we don't need to talk, just enough to look at the live feed, the camera, and we see exactly Vincent Keymer is completely shocked that, wow, I got a golden opportunity here. At the same time, Magnus in a total state of shock that how could I have blundered the only thing to be that was able, was in the position to be blundered.
And the other issue is that once the knight takes on b7, you can't somehow build a trap for two reasons. The first is that c6 is then going to be dreadfully weak. And the second is that the knight can drop back to a5. That rook on c5 is golden. It's like Vincent's pieces have acquired a certain magical power. Everything is exactly where you want it to be, down to the pawn on g5, down to the pawn on e3, which is protecting d4 and protecting the f4 square. Crazy that two pieces can wreak such havoc on the opponent's territory. And this is so uncharacteristic as Magnus puts his head down and runs his hands through his hair. He is furious at himself for allowing what could be, and it's not an exaggeration to say, a game-deciding blunder. Is he lost here objectively, Peter?
Yes, it could easily be that he will have to go down to some 3 versus 2 rook knight versus rook knight, and even with a very ugly structure. Ugly in the sense that, for example, a move like king e7, knight takes b7, knight e6, just to highlight what I've been talking about. Okay, white is maybe not forced to take on c6, rook e5 is possible, but just to look at this position, what I had in my mind, for example, check, black plays a move. Hang on, even there are some direct issues because the knight on b7 and the rook on c7, they are kind of protecting all the squares to make sure that this pawn might even advance. But what I wanted to highlight is something like king f6, and if white just falls back with the knight to c5, this is practically speaking, if it would be Magnus Carlsen from the white side, I would say that Magnus will definitely win this, grind out against anyone. But there are even tactical problems. Even it's not clear that Magnus can reach this position.
And also, you pointed out the time control could not be more important. If this was move 25, okay, you can stir up some complications. As it stands, Vincent has 3 more moves to make, but in reality, he's got 2 moves to make because the next move, by definition, is going to be elementary, whether it's a rook move in response to knight e6 or it's knight takes b7. And that hurts Magnus's chances even more, or rook f5. The next move is easy. Then he'll have only 2 moves to make time pressure. And those extra 30 minutes, man, that will be golden. That will be manna from heaven as Vincent tries to convert what could be the opportunity of a lifetime against Magnus Carlsen.
For sure. It also just shows that, this is the World Cup. Magnus so far has been super impressive. And just one mistake can cost so much. I don't know, maybe Magnus escapes here by a miracle, but this is definitely a very, very critical moment for him.